So I work full time as an SDR. I managed to go to the gym every day for 2 to 3 hours. I managed to wake up in the morning, read the Bible, pray, meditate, and have my healthy gut tea. On top of all of this, I managed to spend time with my wife, and I managed to work on YouTube 30 minutes to an hour every single day. Today, you're going to figure out how, that's all nonsense. So you guys probably watched 100 videos like this, and I'm not going to tell you how to time block today because that's probably what you keep hearing. For once, I'm going to tell you that for the first time, I'm going to tell you the truth. You can't do it all. You just can't do it all. And yes, I managed to get a lot of things done in those days. And yes, I've told you some of the stuff I do in a day. And some of that is true. But I don't manage to do that every single day. I don't manage to work on YouTube every single day. I manage to make it to the gym, but I manage to get my steps in every single day. I manage to hit my meals, but I don't always manage to drink enough water every single day. Here's the truth of the matter. The first thing I think that people keep messing up about time management is that you think you can do it all. But there's a rule of life. You can have anything you want, but you can't have everything you want. All right? It means you got to pick. Now, my personal rule that I've began to kind of visualize, because as you get older and see the nuances in that statement is, well, you can have anything you want, which is true. And maybe one day you can have everything you want. But you can't have anything and everything you want whenever you want it. Right? That means the choice of the thing, the amount of things, and the timing are not all aligned at the same time, unless at a certain point you hit a certain threshold of resources. Today's video, we're going to talk about why it's all nonsense and why you can't get it all done. And 3 things that you need to learn right now to actually be able to manage your time. To actually be able to get things done the way you want to get them done, because they're not getting done. And the reason they're not getting done isn't because you don't have the new magical timekeeping method or the perfect schedule, because you've probably made the perfect schedule. It's because you think you can get all of it done at once, and you can't. And you have to make a choice. So, number 1, what I call the North Star theory. The North Star theory is essentially the idea that you're only allowed in a year to get 1 to 3 things done that are big goals, right? Now, what do we consider as big goals? Well, big goals aren't necessarily things that have to be huge, but they're huge relative to the effort it's going to take you to achieve this thing. So I'll give you an example. For me, getting to the gym every day and going, getting better lifts and losing weight is not a big goal because I've been going to the gym for almost 10 years. It's easy. Okay, cool. But if you're new to the gym and you've never managed to be consistent in the gym, this is a massive goal for you because you have no history of consistency in this area of life. Why is it a massive goal? Because it needs to take over a big portion of your life. You need to be a little bit obsessed for some period of time to ensure you build the consistency, right? When I figured out how to get consistent at the gym, I had to be extremely obsessed because it was so difficult. It takes so much energy to get there when you don't have the habit in place already. And 6 months, a year of doing it consistently, it's easy. You don't have to think about those things anymore. But in the beginning, it takes a lot of energy. And you're asking yourself to do that 3 to 6 times a week, depending on your goals. That's a massive commitment, meaning that that's a massive goal for you, right? You're following the thinking here. So a massive goal is determined on how much energy this is going to cost you. You're going to only be able to achieve 1 to 3 big things in the year. The North Star idea is that you have to pick in this year, what are your North Stars? And why? It's because it's going to link perfectly to Rule 2, which we'll get to just now. But why? You need to be able to understand what is it that's guiding this year? What is it that guides your decisions? When you can't decide whether a thing is the right thing for you, a friend invites you out on a Saturday and you want to decide whether you want to go or not. And you go back to what the North Star of that year is in terms of the goals and how that's going to place an impact on those goals. Your decision is easy, but it's a lot harder when you don't have those North Stars because you have a lot of competition, and competition comes in the form of distractions. It comes in the form of good things like people you love, and it comes in the form of other goals. Because you're not clear on which goal is the most important. What happens when 2 goals clash with one another? There's no North Stars. There's nothing that takes the priority, right? So you need to start, number 1, by deciding what your North Stars are. Number 2, the second thing you need to do is what I like to call the everything else idea, right? Drop it in and everything else will follow. So what I mean by this, right? It's prioritization. It is sacrifice. If you go about this the wrong way, what's actually going to happen is you're going to build your magical schedule of all the things you want to do, right? And because you haven't decided what it is you're going to sacrifice, when you're unable to get all those things done, what's going to happen is that the things that are going to get sacrificed are things you're not going to be thinking about. It may be things that will be really important to you, but they're the tasks you don't like to do. It's oftentimes the tasks you really don't like to do that get sacrificed. It's the part of your job you hate the most that tends to never get done. It's the body part that you hate training, calves for most people, right? Or legs that you don't end up training the most. Because why? You hate it. So you kind of, unintentionally and subconsciously avoid making time for it, right? Or the things you love the most that you think you care about the most end up being forgotten about. For a lot of people who are working hard, right? If you're watching this channel and you're inspired and you're a focused individual who just wants to be successful, it's family. Your family gets left behind. People you love, you don't end up spending time with. You don't make time for them anymore. And they just get sacrificed without you even realizing it. Because you don't get that you have to pick your sacrifices. So you're going to have to sacrifice something. The question is, are you going to make sure you're in control to pick what it is? Because something's going to have to be sacrificed. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to take the North Star theory and decide, here are the 3 things I'm focusing on this year. Then you're going to input that into your calendar. You're going to input that onto your calendar, your to-do list, your whatever, right? Your monthly calendar, your weekly calendar, your daily calendar. And then you're going to allocate time for those things. And now that you allocated time for the things that are your North Star goals, everything else only fits in between. Why is that important? That's important because you need to understand that these are the priorities and these hop on the calendar first. Everything else follows. If there's no time for other things, that's okay. There's no time for other things. Because right now, you want to go after your goals and read 2 books every single week. And you also want to be able to go for that run with the run club. You want to go play paddle. You also want to go whitewater rafting. You also want to be able to go spend time with your friends. You want to see your mom. You want to solve world hunger. You want to do it all. And in doing it all, you'll do nothing. In doing it all, you will literally achieve none of those goals that you're trying to achieve because you haven't decided that there are things that need to be sacrificed. It is the idea that you keep assuming you can do it all that'll stop you from doing anything. Number three is the most important. Nobody can steal your focus from you. You have to give it to them. I have that over on a little post-it. Yeah, right there. I've written that down. It's such an important concept. Nobody can take away your focus. You have to give it to them. Nobody can steal your attention. Nobody can take away your time. You have to give it to them. Right? And if you're walking around, dopamine drunk, stuck in your head, being a slave to your feelings and the things that you just feel like doing in that moment that feel great, whether that's watching Netflix, eating off of your meal plans, skipping the gym that day, whatever it is. If you're a slave to those things, if your attention span goes around with anybody can take it for a ride. Anybody can take whatever it wants to. They can go wherever they want with your attention span, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, friends, phone calls, whatever it is. If your brain is easily hijacked, none of the things I've already told you can help you. Because 1 and 2, right? Step 1, we've chosen our North Star. Step 2, you've managed to put it all down on this schedule, on this routine, right? Because now these are the North Stars and now everything else is falling in between. Now you get to step 3. It's time for action. It's time to act on this wonderful routine, calendar, schedule that you've made. But your brain can't focus. You sit down to do it, but you can't focus for longer than 10 minutes because you're dopamine drunk. You can't focus for longer than 10 minutes because you can't put your phone away. You have an avoidant way of handling tasks that are difficult. If you can't get your mind right and allow your mind to focus on the task at hand, everything I've said to you is useless. Everything I've said to you is not going to help you. So you have to make sure you get your mind back. ensure that you can focus on the task because you've allocated 2 hours to this thing. You've given it 2 hours. Now, all of a sudden, you wasted 45 minutes of that hour scrolling. Those 2 hours scrolling, you got an hour and 15 minutes left. What a waste. And we've been there. I've been there. I've literally been in front of the laptop here to edit a YouTube video, and then I get my phone out and I'm scrolling, and then afterwards I feel tired and I don't feel like doing anything. Nobody wants that. And I don't want that for any of you guys. So the truth of the matter is you need to get your brain back. You can go watch the monk mode video that we did before, and you'll see the things that we're doing to be able to achieve that. The things you're gonna have to put in place to be able to get your brain back and stop yourself from continuing down this dopamine rabbit hole. So yeah, guys, these are the 3 things that are gonna help you be able to get your time back and get you to be able to get the things done that matter, because you can't do it all. You can't have everything you want, but you can have anything you want. So you gotta pick what's important, and you gotta be able to get those things done. I'll see you on the next one.